Yes. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. What kind of tea are you drinking there? I see you sipping on some tea, warming up
This is
your hands.
just some, this is some stash, so it's, the cheap shit.
Yeah.
Um, just mint tea. It's what
I'm a little disappointed.
I keep teas in my backpack. So I actually keep
Yeah.
Element. I wish we were sponsored by Element. They're getting in trouble because they use maltodextrin, and apparently maltodextrin there's a lot of controversy around it, but I drank one of these mango chilies. It's basically like, what Gatorade wishes they were this. This actually replenishes all your electrolytes on a science.
Okay. Anna uses a supplement like that too.
Which one does she use?
Hey, Anna. She can't hear me.
So let's see what teas I
She
have. I
can't
have
hear me.
some yogi tea. So this is just chamomile bedtime,
Yogi's good stuff, okay?
and I this one's positive energy, sweet tangerine, positive energy. That has
Not
caffeine.
it's not working.
I wasn't in a I wasn't in a caffeine mood, so I usually keep like a mellow ashwagandha one that also supports your immune system. But I'm all out, and I keep forgetting to buy more. So this is all real interesting. This is good pod. This is real pro
This is good stuff. I
podcasting.
mean, it's good stuff. Real good stuff. All right.
So here's the situation.
Here's the situation.
This is the Get You Some Productions podcast. That's what you're watching right now, people.
Hmm.
This is hopefully episode 100. It might actually be. Um, we are a podcast covering all things related to music production, from the first note to the last fan. My name is Keith.
My name's Daniel.
Coming at ya.
Boom.
Um, and we talk about all sorts of music stuff. Before we go on with today's episode, we'd like you to go into the show notes and click probably one of the first links, or the first link. It's our Reverb affiliation, where you can buy something from Reverb, the online marketplace for music gear,
Hmm.
and we get paid a small commission. No additional cost to you. So if you already know you need to buy something like strings or a
Hmm.
guitar or a keyboard or something, then you can do us a huge favor and actually just click that link, buy it through our link, and it doesn't cost you anything additional, and we get paid a small commission. Or you can not do that.
I'm gonna be a little more direct. All right.
Yeah.
Pause the video. Go and buy a reverb, a Fender Deluxe reverb amp. Okay. Just pick the wattage you want. Okay. Just go
Hmm.
buy one now. All right. And then you can come back and watch the rest of the video.
Hmm.
Okay.
Go buy a $100,000 uh, custom archtop instrument. That'll be a nice
Yeah,
big
either one. Either one.
big fat commission for us. So here's what I wanted to do today. Let's go over what we accomplished this year. Let's just give ourselves a pat on the back. And actually, not sure 100% everything we accomplished, but I thought maybe we just like sort of bullshit about it.
All right.
Dog.
I'm a little okay. I got to get in the zone here. But we're going to do a quick year review
Yes.
and pat
And
ourselves
then
on the
maybe
back.
pat ourselves in the back. And if that's all we get to, great. And then we can start going through some stuff, dreams for next year.
Okay. Is it okay if I start?
Absolutely.
All right. So I am thinking more through the lens of just the podcast and what we've done, as far as our material.
Hmm.
And I feel like this year we did a lot of actual, I just like a lot of the interviews we did. Okay. I feel like we've done a lot of podcasts that are about our process and our planning. And then we transitioned to start producing interviews and material that is interesting to me personally.
Hmm.
And also, I feel like informative to people, expose like getting these artists exposure, hearing about artists
Hmm.
process, and also being able to promote artists.
Hmm.
That to me has felt really satisfying. I've really enjoyed the interviews, and I feel like they've gone well.
I
Looks like
totally
we know what
agree.
we're doing, right? It almost seems like we know what
It
we're doing.
almost, it almost does seem like we know what we're doing. Uh,
Yes.
I totally agree. I think the podcast interviews have been good in terms of being good interviews, but I also think like some of them have been sort of meaningful in a way, you know? I think the ones with John Esposito were more than just, interviewing a musician. I think we got some things on tape that I don't think anyone else has gotten on tape about him. So I think we're serving, like in a sense, we're almost serving a higher purpose. So I think that's really good. He did send an email with a bunch of other people we should interview. And I
Yes.
think maybe we should just go through that and prioritize like who's the oldest person, because I actually wanted to interview this guitar player, Peter Leach. Peter Leach I was a big fan of Peter Leach. He unfortunately passed recently, so we missed the boat on him. I think we could have gotten an interview with him, but it's just kind of sucks. Like I knew he was ill. We don't have, we have capacity for what we have capacity for, but there's probably a lot of people like that. So anyway, so I have a couple of other people in mind, but John sent an email with a bunch of people, and so I think it's almost like we're doing something that's really good.
Yeah, I agree. And you know what? In some ways, John Esposito as a person, his there's sort of a consistency there, right? Like you do a few lessons with him, and then you realize he's given you a lifetime of work to do, and he'll always pile more on there. We do a couple interviews with him. He already gave us a lifetime of people to interview. It's just like the same thing again. So,
Larger than
he's
life.
going to bury you no matter what you do. He's going to bury you.
Larger than
Okay,
life.
so larger than life. So, truly a blessing to have. I would say like a friendship with John. So I'm glad we pulled on that thread. I think we should follow it.
Okay, I totally agree. So that was one of the, I think probably that's the most important and main thing. It was just getting some really good interviews in the books, but also forging relationships with people that are also, deeper, and that are moving us in a positive direction. So I'll add to that our collaboration with Bard College is also a big deal, and I think that was something that we started this year. Or I'm sorry,
was,
the 2024.
2024, yes.
We put the little intro thing, the little
Yes.
intro animation on. It's a minor thing, but we always kept saying, like, from episode 1, we were like, okay, what if we just every episode we got 1% better, or even 1/10 of 1% better.
Sure.
So, I'm trying to remember. Actually not even sure if you're aware of this, but Get You Some Guitar released a jam track this year. And Jesse was the drummer. He recorded the drums like during COVID or pre-COVID, and I just never got around to releasing it. But I finally got around to releasing it.
Shout out to Jesse.
Jesse Wallace.
Jesse Wallace, look him up. He's the real deal.
Yes. I can't, I'm just thinking.
Okay.
I can't remember. Oh, we did start talking about doing the self-help thing and blending that in.
Yes.
We just started talking about it.
Yeah.
So
that's what's the word? Inchoate? Is that
maybe, I don't know, I would say burgeoning or nascent.
nascent?
I'm actually not sure.
Fantastic. Fantastic.
I have been talking, actually, so I did record a podcast without you knowing about it. You remember Josh Salant?
Josh Salant.
We did an interview with him.
So familiar.
It was like one of our first interviews. He's a producer, and he has a studio in, I want to say Queens, maybe?
Indie rock?
Yeah,
Uh,
like a Brooklyn hardcore, hard rock, very positive attitude, like super positive attitude guy.
yes,
Probably
yes.
one
No,
of our
yeah,
first
yeah.
interviews ever.
It was a while ago.
It was a long time ago.
So you did a
So
second interview.
yeah, because it wasn't really an interview. It was
Hmm.
I'm gonna record a single of a new song in the near term, and he's gonna record it. So I just got him. I had a Zoom with him, and I figured might as well just record it and put it on the show.
Yep.
So that happened.
Super.
I can't. Oh, and he's gonna help. Remember, we had an idea. This is actually one of the things on the list because I have the list open, and it was put production service. Actually, number 8 on our to-do list of 99 things. Number 8 is put production services on the website, and he's going to partner with us on that. So we're going to put a questionnaire and hopefully like a swipe so people can pay directly. And we're going to offer production services. We're going to do an intake questionnaire so people can, based upon that book, Unlocking Creativity, people are going to go through, swipe their credit card, answer this questionnaire. We'll evaluate it. We'll do an interview with the band or interviews with the band, and then we'll take a small fee, and then they'll go do the record with Josh. Or we'll farm it out to other. We won't do any of the actual engineering or like nitty gritty production. We'll just be like, kind of like, creative consultants. So anyway, so we discussed that a little bit too. So it's not something that got started, but isn't really something
Yeah,
we
yeah.
can really.
That's a cool idea. I like that.
Yeah.
Um, uh, I think actually we're kind of transitioning into the year ahead ideas. We can
Yeah.
kind of naturally conversationally flip there. So if we stay on that thread, something along the lines of the animation moving that 1% or just like dialing it up, I think we might be ready for the podcaster microphone, nicer sound. I'll invest in mine. We can. I don't think they're prohibitively expensive. We did touch on this quickly a couple years ago.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We talked about it, but honestly, I think we put our energy into like learning more about producing shows and podcasts and getting interviews.
Yeah.
But it probably would help the production and just everything if we had slightly better mics instead of these. Maybe. What do you think? Had you thought of that?
I always think of, I always definitely think about how we can level up. My only issue
Yeah.
is that you see me in my office right now.
Uh huh. Yeah.
So I'm usually recording wherever I happen to be at any
Okay.
given moment. So whatever microphone I have, it would have to be something that fits in my backpack that is transportable. So it can be done. So something that's USB-C and that I can put in my backpack.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's
I
other than
think
that,
that stuff's all out there. I think you're not in
yeah,
a unique situation.
yeah. Because look at,
I mean,
yeah,
and I'm only thinking just because these are engineered for just a phone conversation, not
yeah,
necessarily for any kind of production, and they work, but you know,
yeah. Okay.
it was just a thought.
So you know what? Actually, why don't I just put that on the list? So
How about improving production quality? Microphones? Question mark. Maybe that is the answer.
improve product quality.
Audio quality. I was literally just thinking it's a podcast, so I don't think
Mike's.
people super care about the video element of it because we're not doing any visual content
Mm-hmm.
other than our beautiful selves.
Mm-hmm.
I think when you start covering if there's objects you're covering and you're like actually discussing objects, then you need to get like HD stuff going on, because
Yeah,
people want to see what you're talking about. Like if we were going to be talking about instruments or guitars and wood grains and
totally.
inlays, you'd want a high quality
High
video.
quality video. Yeah,
But I
actually,
think this is,
something that I thought of just in the context of this video we're recording right now is that somehow I always have this like light coming in from one side. So this is like uh, who's the who's the the most famous kind of like thriller movie producer, writer, the old school guy.
what, Hitchcock?
Hitchcock. He's so famous for lighting. In fact, there's a famous picture of his profile, but it's only half lit, and it's
Yes.
not. So this is like for some reason I always have like the evil dude Hitchcock lighting, because I'm always in a room where the light's coming from one direction or another.
I got to say, your composition right now, your framing is amazing. You've got like, I guess it's backwards here, but you've got like the windows over here for you.
Yeah.
Dark elements, the window, then you've got the plant over here, like tying it together. So it's like symmetrical. Got
Uh-huh.
light coming in at an angle, white contrasts, the
Keep doing
darkness
that with
around
your
the
hands.
window.
Keep
Keep the
doing like, yeah.
the darkness on the side of the
Do it.
window,
Put your
and then
hand.
your dark.
Put your hand. Okay, so I took a screenshot of that
Yeah,
because
it's amazing. You
how do
actually,
I save it?
it's mostly monochromatic too. You've got like your hair's like light gray and dark. You've got a white t-shirt on. The background is gray, and then the painting just has little touches of color in there. It's hysterical, Keith.
I aim to please.
Well, actually, I guess the space is well laid out and coordinated color-wise, and then you
Yeah,
just happen to be wearing a white t-shirt, so you blend
that's
in.
what that's why I like the space, because I kind of can just pick a room and there's always
Yeah,
something interesting in one of the rooms or another.
yeah. And what's that sculpture back there? Is that a sculpture
Yeah, there's a
behind you?
sculpture. Yeah, it's like it looks like pieces of like a classical sculpture of a woman's body, but in
Hmm.
like classical form. The extremities have broken off over the years, so it's
Oh,
just like
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Torso.
torso, but it looks like it's being molded in brass or something.
Gotcha. And I want you to know how you don't have to stay within the boundaries in life. I mean, people lay out edges and borders for you. Just take a look at that painting. The leaves are like no, so
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go out
Hmm.
and make some more of myself. Okay, um, so that's my ADD. Thank you. I took this
Got
entire conversation way off track.
it.
Thank you for
That's the
bearing.
whole. Perfect. No, I love it.
Okay.
All right, so
Mhm.
should we go through the list a little bit?
Yes. Yes. Get
Um,
back to topic here.
the list is really cool, actually.
Okay.
So I don't think for the record, I think we should, we should continue doing what we're doing anyway, because I feel like we're doing a good job. So we should just keep booking guests. We should follow we should keep pulling on the Esposito thread, because we are going down the Arthur Rames route, and we still are we're gonna still pursue the grant. And I think that we should maybe have another podcast, after we do another interview, where we just go over the grant that I've partially written, maybe edit it a bit, and then send it to a grant writer to firm up, and then we can engage after we feel like we have something that's sort of presentable. We can engage the person at Bard that John recommended we talk to, because those are, I think those are going to be powerful. Like we actually could have revenue for the first time, ever, which would be a big deal.
Yeah.
And I also have started to engage with, and I copied you on a few emails, a marketing specialist
Yeah.
who I think I've always wanted to do this modes course on GSG, on get you some guitar. And he and I talked, and we went through kind of like a high level, the possibility of how much impact a modes course could have, and the market potential. And he thinks, of course, that he charges for the class, so it's his incentive to tell me that I should pay for it because I'm going to make a lot of money. But he says that people in his course routinely make thousands of dollars per month using his marketing strategy. And when I say thousands, it could be a few thousand. Some people in his course make $10,000 a month marketing courses. And I do think my modes course, I think there's something special about the idea that I have for it. And and his thing is not getting the course right. That's the problem, is that for me to get the course, I want people to buy the course for $500 and feel like they got the only guitar course they're ever going to need for the rest of their life. But his thing is marketing. He thinks that I could sell this course, 1,000 times. And, if you sell a $500 course 1,000 times, that's $500,000. You see what I mean? And he walked me through all these Facebook groups where we could just organically, the name of his course is Organic Course Selling Mastery, where we could organically tap into these groups of basically people who want to learn guitar basics, and find out of the tens and tens and tens of thousands on all these different Facebook groups, we could find 1,000 people who would pay $500 for a modes course if it's a really good modes course. Actually, he doesn't even care. He says people will pay for it because his marketing strategy is so good. I care about the quality of the course. And that's actually my only that's one of my biggest hurdles, is that I don't know when I'm going to have time to sit down and make the course good.
Right.
And he says, don't worry about that. You make the money first, and then you get pre-sales. You make all the money first, and then you can sell the course. To be that as it may, that's not me.
Yeah.
I need to have something I feel is worth $500 at least before I sell it to these people.
Gotcha.
That's something that I'm sort of been interested in doing for a long time anyway. And a friend of mine took that course. And I talked to him, and he said, yeah, it's the real deal. He said, you have to put in this work to go into these groups and do what this guy says. But he said, you'll find, people to buy the course. He said, that's not a question. He says, every time I need to make money, I just sit down and do what he says, and I just get money in the door. So I think that'd be powerful. So anyway, that's something I'm thinking about.
And I was just thinking, like, I am in sales myself. I mean, it's more on the retail end, but it's still the psychology of sales and marketing is a big part of my everyday life now. So there's potential synergy there too.
Well, I think you'd like it. I think you'd like to review the material.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, honestly, it'd be very powerful for my business as well, my real business.
Yeah.
So, okay, so why don't I just start going through this list? I'll just read a bunch of items. I have to load up information about etudes from another course. Fine. Actually, one of the things is blog transcripts of all episodes using AI. So this is pre-AI. Now we have all that. Become an ordained minister or reverend. Apply for NYC grants. We're working on that. Become an affiliate of iReal Pro. I use iReal Pro all the time to practice. They might have an affiliate program, or they might be hooked up with an affiliate program. That'd be great. Barry Green affiliate. A JTC guitar affiliate. These are all just things that we can go down affiliate marketing. Put production services on the website. Develop an app. There's a bunch on here that just says business pays. So it's basically make money, actually make money for once. Hire people. More stuff about business. Okay, selling merch. Own a recording studio, own a rehearsal studio, own a music store. These are all just like dream things.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so hire potentially or coerce my friends who are comedians to either review or sort of trash or roast the Handshake album. Have Devin and or Katie, I think Katie still does puppets, have them make a puppet video for us.
Mm-hmm.
Produce a rock opera based on the Handshake album. We could hire somebody or find somebody. Collaborate with Ars Nova, collaborate with Flux Factory, collaborate with Rubulad, collaborate with Peter Cole. Get Wikipedia entries for all these brands and all the bands that we had or have. I don't know how to get Wikipedia things made, but it's sort of like part of you. You know, you're not real until you have a Wikipedia entry. Affiliate with band Mapping Tonal Harmony Pro or Band in a Box. There's some duplicates in here, so I'm going to delete this. Make a blog post with every transcript. I'm not sure if that's worthwhile, but whatever. Get an honorary degree in music. Here's one, number 31. Work with or at Bard College. So we actually achieved that.
Yeah.
So maybe I should put like a little.
I like this brainstorming list. There's some of that stuff that can be probably trimmed out a little bit.
Yes.
But that was from this time last year.
This is something we've been compiling for the entirety of the podcast.
Oh, years.
Yeah.
Years. Which makes sense because I don't remember some of those conversations. They just seem so vaguely way back there.
Because it was probably something we did like within the first year, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I have stuff on here about business paying for us to do fun things. So if we had revenue, we could actually let the business pay for us to do cool things.
Yeah.
Like an annual business retreat.
Mm-hmm.
Get new equipment. Hiring Justin Wirtz as a songwriting expert or whatever, or just including him. Mm-hmm. Hiring Mike Mendito to be a tech expert. I've had a falling out with Mendito, so we'll see if that happens. But
he's a difficult one to handle.
So hire a grant writer. We're sort of working on that.
Uh-huh.
Form or develop or train a supergroup. Not sure why, anyway, but.
Okay. Okay.
Become friends with the CD Baby people or work at CD Baby.
Mm-hmm.
Collaborate with local high schools. I'm skipping a couple of these. Do these music marketing programs. So I wanted to do the music marketing manifesto program. I want to do this other program.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted Elon Musk to use the song "Electricity" in an advertisement for either Tesla or maybe for his superchargers or the wall, storage thing.
Yes.
I don't know how to do that, but actually, I found Tesla's phone number for their general phone number, and I started going through and leaving messages for people. Like maybe a year ago, I just started calling Tesla one person a day and just leaving a message. Hello, my band is called this. I wrote a song called Electricity. I want people to use. I actually did that. I decided I would do one person a day, and I called maybe 5 people, and then I gave up. Have an accounting department. Make an album using like certain gear to feature gear. This is just a random, make $1 million per year. Like, it's kind of, we'll be lucky to make a few $100s a month just to pay the actual cost of the podcast. Curated playlists and playlist branding. So that's actually kind of like a streaming strategy. This is just learn about soft power. Could basically.
Is that like
culture,
Okay.
winning hearts and minds through leadership, values, branding, stuff like that.
Mm.
Another person, Brent Vartstra, has a cool lesson thing. We could affiliate with him. Get good at email marketing. So I wanted to do an email marketing course. This other course I was just telling you about is not email marketing at all. It's kind of like, it's called organic marketing, where you go and you actually find people in Facebook groups. So it's kind of more like one-to-one.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
But email marketing is also something. Get more subscribers to Oliver's Musical Genius. Actually, we've been getting more and more subscribers to the YouTube channel. Once you hit 500, that's like the first hurdle. We're at like 496, so we're so close.
Okay.
Mailing list, get good at email marketing, mailing lists, ClickFunnels, stuff like that. There's another one here about playlists. There's stuff about advertising the jam tracks. Develop an affiliate marketing press kit. So it's like a feature of all the brands so that we could send it to affiliates so that they would be willing to affiliate with us. Become a Sweetwater affiliate, because if you're Reverb, you might as well be Sweetwater as well. Use the Michael Beinhorn process. That's part of what we're going to do with the thing on the website. Michael Beinhorn is the that book we were talking about. Effortless Master. No, Unlocking Creativity.
Yes.
Develop the brands, all the different brands. Set up a Patreon. Figure out how to build the modes course. Set up spreadsheets to track our progress.
We do need to hire someone. We do need to hire someone.
Yeah, right?
I mean,
well, these are, honestly, I feel like, when we used to talk about, in the early days of the podcast, we used to talk about the funnel, the top of the funnel. Mm-hmm. And we throw a bunch of shit in, and then whatever comes out the bottom is like the most important stuff. Okay. I still think that producing the podcast, if we get nothing else done but keep doing the podcast, mm-hmm. and OMG always is producing content, those are the two top of the funnel. Because we load everything into the podcast. Whatever comes out the bottom, like we've been throwing a lot of shit into the funnel, but what comes out the bottom? John Esposito came out the bottom. OMG keeps gaining subscribers. I actually think that I want to get on other people's podcasts. I think this is something this might be on the list.
That's a good idea.
How do I get on a podcast, or even you, just mm-hmm. get on other people's podcasts so we can, or both of us, so we can publish, promote this podcast more, or a brand or something. There's more about jam tracks. Become a Fiverr affiliate. We use Fiverr for a lot, and I think it's easy to become an affiliate there. Release an OMG record, live record every year. So actually, I have a bunch of live tapes of OMG. Ooh. I just have to have them digitized, maybe cleaned up or mastered a little bit, cut up into tracks, and then release an OMG record. And we'd have years worth of them because I have a bunch of those. We need new merch for the handshake because I don't like the current shirt very much. I don't like the quality of the material. I don't like the fit mm-hmm. very much. Here's one. Use element 115 for the intro and the outro music. We actually put that on the list. Do we need canned intro, outro material? Well, we came up with the little thing, so that's, kind of something.
Oh, I know who should do our intro and outro music.
Stevie Wonder.
Stevie Wonder is not available right now.
How about MGMT?
I already talked to him. Also, MGMT is great. I also talked to the people over Jamiroquai. Okay. They're busy. But I know a guy in Seattle.
Over at Jamiroquai. Jamiroquai.com. Jamiroquai.co. .edu.
Right. Um, maybe maybe Raja, he has all kinds of equipment and
Yeah,
a computer, and like we're like, yeah, yo, I'm like, yo, we need 30 minutes. We need 30 seconds of music,
yeah,
two 30-second tracks.
yes,
He'd be like, okay, sending.
done.
Done. Um,
It's so true.
um, yes.
Um,
Okay. Is there more on
we're,
the list?
we're almost done. Use the tools, become affiliates of the tools we already use. Like Fiverr was one, Captivate is
Yes.
another one, right?
Yes. Yes.
Get a web page for every brand. Get a rap ghostwriter or co-writer. Well, I already started rapping, so I'll be the ghostwriter now.
That's your hip hop name, Ghostwriter?
Yeah.
No. 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 Yeah.
There's some ideas about how to get, oh, so message, this is really funny. So you know the song, the opening line to the song Backwards is I want you to bend over backwards.
Hmm.
I was gonna message all gymnasts or yoga instructors that I know and have them do
Okay.
back bends
Uh-huh.
and videotape themselves doing back bends and just put their video over that song, that one line of the song, and just make shorts out of that, like a YouTube short of some, yoga instructor doing a back bend and then just me saying that line from the song.
You sound like a perv.
Listen, it gets clicks, it gets
I guess
views, okay?
hey, heck yeah, dude.
Um, Oh, so I had an idea for making the GSP website, the Get You Some Productions website, a one-stop shop for all the projects. So you would have a link to
Okay.
every other project inside GSP. So people could just go there and find everything else. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Redo all the ad
Mm-hmm.
verbiage. Um, I guess more personal sort of verbiage for all of our ads, more like, heartfelt stuff. Rewrite the stuff, bless you. Do AI generated images that represent a line from all the songs, like for the handshake songs, and then use those as little like, still photo shorts and make YouTube shorts out of that. I don't know why I wrote,
Mm.
one of them is X, just says X prize. X prize for what? I don't even know. This is one that I'm actually really interested in trying to do, is get Fish to cover the Handshake album.
Okay.
I think maybe writing a proposal or just, trolling the Fish Facebook pages or something and just say, hey,
Are they still a band?
yes, they actually are. They sound really good, if you can believe it. It's actually incredible. I can't believe they went through kind of a
Yeah.
slow period, but if you watch some of their new videos, they
Hmm.
sound really good. They're old. They're not
I
as old
know.
as
That's
the
the thing.
Stones.
No, I was gonna say they're just older now. Got
They're
to
not
be
as
in
old
their
as you
six.
too. We're almost done. So this is
Mm-hmm.
some
Mm-hmm.
number 95. Invite
Mm-hmm.
older Bard alumni on the show. Serve an archival role. So we actually did that.
Mm-hmm.
Create a post for each brand on my personal Facebook, just telling people, stuff like, hey, this is the brand of this. I'm going to invite you periodically to like this
Yeah.
page.
Yeah.
Like it if you're interested in this. If you're not, ignore my request, which I'm sure people do anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Here's something interesting. We should do a values exercise, me and you, and
Mm-hmm.
talk about our values, maybe on the show, so that we can be a values-based company,
Mm-hmm.
so that values are at the core of what we do. So more of a business planning thing, but I thought that, and I found one that's kind of good. Number 98 is the Do the Carl Parnell Organic Course Selling Mastery course. That's what I was just telling you about earlier. And then finally, number 99, I just added it today, improve production quality, mics. And since you brought it up, I actually did, because of the lighting issue, I did research small lights that are about this big and this
Yeah.
thin that I can
Yeah.
maybe put one right here. It fits in my backpack and it's USB. I think it costs about $100, something like that. And
Yeah.
it would just even out the lighting if
Mhm.
necessary. That's the whole list. We went through a 99 item list just now. It's kind of a brain
That's
dump.
impressive. Yeah. So what? Want to take like a 5-minute break and we'll do the second half of the list? Um,
So I don't,
so,
just like I said before. Okay, so you know what?
yeah.
Let me say something serious then. Because actually, the one thing that I noticed is that some of the shit should be come off the list because it's probably useless.
Uh-huh.
And actually, there was about, I would say a handful, maybe a half a dozen things that we actually did do or start doing for legitimately. So I think that's a win.
I think it's a win. So what about, you know what I like? I can already see our next, I think we should do a follow-up on this list, actually. Then another podcast,
Fine.
a quick one. And you and I can like, we'll talk and text between now and then about what you just said,
Okay.
you know,
Yeah.
and then talk about our wins and what's coming off the list
Mm-hmm.
and what we're going to try and throw into the top
Of the funnel.
of the funnel.
Okay, cool.
And fold that in with, I'd like to talk about our next interview too.
Yeah. Me too. So I have to go through, I have so many emails, but I think we have to get back to the Bard people.
Yeah.
And I think we have to follow the Esposito people.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing that maybe the Esposito people are more important just because some of them are older. I don't know what any other
Yeah. No, I mean, that's a
prioritize the
great
list.
point. It's like, that's a good place to start because you might you might lose a chance to ever do it.
That's it.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
So
Cool.
yeah, I agree.
Good. Me too.
So that's a
That's a wrap.
that's a trip down memory lane too. That's some of that stuff, the vibe from some of those ideas. So we took a little bit of a hiatus doing podcasts for a couple of weeks. I think it was holidays. You were kind of ready to do one last week, and I didn't have it in me.
Do we have a guest lined up, or was it just one of these?
I think we were just gonna do a podcast,
Oh, okay.
you and I, and kind of what we're doing today.
Right.
I think you were kind of ready to do this last week, I think. So I
Oh,
appreciate
yeah.
you.
Oh, I don't care. Yeah, I had time because I kind of have to strike when the iron's hot because I think both of us are not, we don't always have all the time in the world. So it's like if I have a Sunday free, then I'm just going to be like, dude, are you around?
Yeah. Yep. And I
We
appreciate
still have
it.
we still have a handful of them in the can, by the way. So we have to release, I think maybe 4 or 5 shows. So anybody who we interview is not gonna come out for weeks or months at this point.
Well,
So
alrighty, my friend.
cool, dude.
It was a good year.
Dude, every year gets better and better.
For real.
Yeah,
Moving forward, right?
yeah, absolutely. I think one day my ultimate dream actually was have an actual production company, real revenue, offices that look out over a park or something, some nice desks, airy, sunlight-filled offices. This might happen one day.
I would like that too. That'd be great.
Yep.
And I'd like to, one day be just geographically closer to you.
Me too.
What can I say?
Me too.
I
Well,
feel like
now,
that's going to be on me.
I've
You're
done
not going anywhere.
Well, I can't go anywhere. I'm sort of trapped wherever
You
my
are.
daughter goes to school. I'm going to be here for a while.
Well, hey, dude, here's to hopefully
Right.
decades of success and
Fuck
conquest
yeah.
together. Okay?
Fuck yeah.
Namaste. Okay. Late.
Later.